The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest.
Serbia against Portugal.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So that's got things underway.
Well, this 4-4-2 formation is often used in the modern era defensively, but it used to be the gold standard of formations a generation or so ago, Peter, and it does allow the fullbacks to play a key role in attack.
Oh, well hit, very well hit actually. And we have our very first corner. Tries to get it clear. Yaya Toure. And he shoots! Now, who's going to be first to this? Mateus finds himself offside. Guardiola wins the duel this time. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. And it's Wirtz. And here's Eto'o. And here's Batistuta. Muscular approach does pay off here.
Well, Peter, there's goalkeepers, and there are great goalkeepers, and then there's Oliver Kahn. He's in a league of his own.
While he is a goalkeeping icon, isn't he? The man famously known as King Khan by some. He's belligerent, he's brazen, but he's utterly brilliant.
And never in a mood to accept failure. There's that body language he's always talking about.
And Batistuta! And that's another fine save.
Batistuta really can't believe it. Foiled by the keeper again.
Serbia have their second corner now. He leaps for it! No, not the best of headers. Vermaelen. Very early stages, Jim, but anything up to now that's of note?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
He won't be happy with that one. Hazard. Hazard will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Guardiola. Portugal yet to have an attempt on goal. And that should get the job done. Oh, he's done very well to take that back.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Oh, it's Van Basten. Oh, he's caught him there. It's a free kick. Robertson. Van Basten in the hunt and looking threatening. And he's intervened well there.
Serbia always have been a side that are known for pressing, a style that's very high tariff, Peter.
But it can pay off big time, can't it?
Yeah, just about every top side are doing this now.
Mateus. Azar. Oh, it's Batistuta. Vermaelen makes the interception. Eto'o is offering some sort of an apology there.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Hazard really struggling to influence the game.
They're just trying to negate his influence, and it looks like whatever it takes.
The ball has bounced loose now. Zanetti. Guardiola. Well, that is one way to stop him. Azar. He's got plenty of space out wide here. Great, tries a shot! Goal! Serbia! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Serbia have taken the lead.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
They're urging him to shoot. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball.
Portugal certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
Defending in numbers, sharp and uncompromising. Tries to... Gets his head on it! Into the final 5 minutes of the first half.
How many interceptions have we seen now? Someone's got to up the quality and set an example.
And they've got rid. Vermaelen is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Oh, it's inches away from being a really good ball. Azar. And Piqué. Vids.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Passes coming off in quick succession here. Mateus. Tries to play it through. Oh, it's Van Basten. He is through here. And this is Van Basten! The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Portugal currently behind by 1-0 at the break.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Great vision. Somewhat off target. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Looking to play him in. Rijkaard gets it away. Looking for options for movement. And that's a simple one for the keeper. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Serbia clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Now it's Van Basten. Can he get on the end of this? And into the grateful arms of the keeper. Now it's Eto'o. Hazard. He's got away, and the shot! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And it's Okazaki. Oh, nicely intercepted. So we've reached the hour mark. Some resolute defending there. Hazard. Well, good play on the left-hand side here. In it comes. Dealt with nicely by the defence. Out of play for a throw. Plays a sharp little ball here. Caught offside that time. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, considering they're only one down, they're closer to conceding a second.
And the finish! Oh, denied brilliantly!
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Serbia with another corner. Serbia get their fourth corner. That has earned a reprieve for the time being. Portugal have the chance to go the other way. Nice looking ball. Chiellini. Out again for a throw-in. Hazard. Oh, and they're quick to press here, right on top of them. That has ended up in no man's land. And that could set him on his way. This looks promising. And they're quick to get it back. Okazaki needing to deal with defending that's more up close and personal.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind them up in the process, Peter.
Passing is crisp and sharp.
Portugal really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
Can he finish? And he has kept it out somehow.
Guardiola actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
And this is Hazard, looking to pass their way up the pitch.
Serbia surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
And the pass is intercepted. Now it's Eto'o. Nicked it back promptly. This is a promising build-up. Van Basten. Van Basten is alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And here's Eto'o. Now it's Batistuta. Crunching tackle. He's been bundled over. That is a foul.
Substitution for Serbia. Number
It's a good
23,
35 yards out, this.
Number 17, Batistuta. Number 10,
Decent hit from there.
Adam. Coming on the field, number 19, Sane. Number 12, Van Basten. Number 13, Tonali.
Time is running out here.
Well, whatever it is, Peter, it needs to be drastic and quick. Maybe the late show.
And he's straight offside. Five minutes left on the clock. Looking for the run. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. And it's Eto'o, played back.
They're really getting no time to think on the ball here. Serbia really wanted that two-goal cushion, but it wasn't to be. Still, they should be able to see it out from here.
Oh, he's found support out wide. That's a promising position. Oh, lovely feed. He is such a good mover. Nice and easy for the goalkeeper. And that will be it. Quite a game, and one that was always on a knife edge until the very final whistle. No shortage of... So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So off we go then. Rijkaard writing himself into team folklore. It's career game number 500 for him today, Jim.
Well, Peter, it's so good to see everyone show the appreciation that's fully deserved. Although I'm sure he himself won't be thinking about that. All he'll be thinking about will be making sure that he ends up on the winning side here.
Looking for options for movement. Robertson. And it's Zanetti. There's the delivery. Gets his head on it!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Tar. And it's Robertson. Vieira.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
It's a pretty loose pass. So, Jim, what has caught your eye in these early exchanges?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
He is through here. Baresi. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Robertson. He's a sharp little ball here. He saw the danger, and he went crashing in. So we're still where we started right now. And that is expertly dealt with. Messi, a player who needs no introduction.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Rijkaard. And Zanetti. Threads one in. Pass somewhat off target. Ah, he's given it away. Osimhen. Oh, shooting chance! No, just not quite.
Osimhen certainly knows that he's missed a real chance there, but he can't dwell on that. He needs to pick himself up and move on.
Vieira. And that was nowhere near his best. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Knocks it into space.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Brilliantly cut out. That has not gone well. And this is Messi. Robertson. Van Basten.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Cross deflected over the goal line for a corner.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
That's going to go a long way. Barcelona have the chance to go the other way. Well, that's been cut out, well played. Gerrard. It's their second corner of the game. And now a sudden chance to counter. Now it's Gerrard. Check, gets it away. Well, they've got it again. And he's quick to return it. That is good alertness. Robertson.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Now that looks a decent ball. Short changes him with that pass. Well, I'm not sure how the stats look in terms of expected goals, but nothing actual has materialised so far. Cannavaro. Gerrard. Thuram. Looking to play him in, and he was quick to react. Rijkaard. And it's Guardiola. And it's Zanetti. Robertson cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
They're just trying to negate his influence, and it looks like whatever it takes.
Conte. Oh, this is a very good run. Rijkaard did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Baresi makes the interception. And for the first half, that is that. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. How would you review the first half?
Solid. Very solid, actually, Peter. They haven't made much of an impression at the other end, but defensively I think they've got an awful lot right, completely nullifying their opponents. Now they just need to focus on getting a little more creative.
Still waiting for this to take off. It's goalless at half-time. And so the action is resumed.
Portugal are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his half-time team talk.
Good read, needed to be. And that was very necessary. That's headed upfield. Aimed beyond the defence. Can he finish? Robertson. Van Basten. Tries to play it through. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Vieira. Gerrard. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Deftly away. That's Vieira. Zanetti. Good running, strong and purposeful. And it's Van Basten. Nicely weighted ball. Okazaki goes for a shot! Roberto Carlos. 0-0 still. It's a game that needs a bit of life injected. No, that's been intercepted. Zanetti. Van Basten. Currently being consciously targeted.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to turn into indiscipline.
That's a shade optimistic. And now they can clear their lines. And that has left him in a heap. Messi. Luis Suarez. No, not quite on the same wavelength. And the referee has brought play back and shown him a yellow card.
Se va a realizar un cambio de jugadores.
Portugal choosing to make the first change.
Well, this could be a bit of a nightmare scenario for the defence, as you're going to be facing a very willing runner now, especially one that likes to make those runs beyond the defensive line.
Corner number 2 then. That has been knocked clear. And it's Messi. Messi! Messi! Genius! About as smooth as it gets. They've done it! Finally, they've broken through. And he's stuck it away as if laser-guided.
Yeah, tempted and teased the keeper into thinking he could get to it, but it just eased away to catch the inside of the post.
Messi. Messi.
Barcelona have penetrated for the first time.
Look, you can't deny that it's a blow, but this game is far from unsalvageable.
Messi, he's got away. And that's the keeper's ball. Your impression so far, Jim?
Look, they may be one down, but they're not shying away. Time is on their side, and they're set on using it.
Now it's Berbatov. And this is Van Basten. Looking for the run.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
They're coming again and again.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue, and they'll get clinical.
And it's made its way to him. Portugal needed that. They really needed it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Guardiola. Portugal still have the cards to affect this game. And this is Van Basten. And they can counter here. Played with finesse.
Barcelona clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of defence.
Zanetti. Great vision. Always onto this. And he's managed to get free. And he should have made them pay.
Van Basten deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
Cambio de jugadores en el Barcelona.
So we have movement on both benches.
El dorsal 11, Gerard. El dorsal 4, Messi. El dorsal 18. Serán sustituidos por el dorsal 15, el dorsal 8, el dorsal 24, el dorsal 7. Sidons. Cambio de jugadores.
Roberto Carlos is one whose deliveries we all know about.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive? What a letdown when you've got such presence and movement.
Robertson. Rashford. Look at the space here. Oh, that pass isn't the best.
Portugal really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to draw level.
Can he get on the end of this? He has found the way through. Chance, surely! Oh, good finish. And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
So is that the decisive goal? Not much in the way of time remaining.
Well, that's a really bitter blow. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find the character to respond from that.
check, getting this one clear. And that will be it. Well, that was a frustrating game. They were, at times, cohesive, very capable. Oh, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So we're very much on the way now. Well, now here's a team sheet that speaks of excitement and unpredictability, Jim.
It certainly does, Peter, especially since it includes a certain Dimitar Berbatov. I think he'll be the key to connecting the midfield.
Guardiola! Oh, what a goal! What a goal!
As openings go, this is up there. Another magnificent finish from Mr. Magnificent. This could be good, very good.
It was the crispest of hits. He just crashed it in.
Yeah, you just don't save those, Peter. Too much power on, and the manager's absolutely loving this.
Anderlecht are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. And he's only too happy to take that back. And it's Cruyff. Mateus. Cross into the box. That's a decent clearance. Deftly away. Nesta goes back to front. And claimed it back swiftly. Mateus. Rijkaard with the clearance. Tar with the clearance. So just a one early goal to report so far. 1-0 the score. Mbappe. Great work on the overlap. Defending of the desperate variety. Robertson. Searching pass he's played there. Berbatov. Well, that looks a decent ball. Cruyff pinches it off him. Rijkaard. Can he get it through? Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Ah, he made it look a bit predictable.
And it's Berbatov. Oh, perfectly measured that. He's got away. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. And here's Mbappe. Baresi cuts out the pass. Rummenigge. Platini can see things others simply cannot. Vermaelen clears without hesitation. Anderlecht have it back and can go again. Mbappe, shot, surely! Well taken goal. They have done it! They have their equaliser!
Well, I always thought they had it in them, Peter. They upped the quality as needed, and once they got going, they were awfully hard to stop. Well, when it's pieced together as efficiently as that, it's a joy to watch.
So they have it all to do again.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
And he's managed to get rid. Taken back almost at once. Berbatov. Guardiola. Pressing high and with purpose. And that's been won straight back. He's found a way through. Loose ball now, and there's a decent chance! There's the shot! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Getting up there! Goal! Portugal! And they're back in front! What a header! Flashed in with the crispest of contacts.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Now it's Van Basten. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. That's an imaginative pass. Rummenigge, forever the opportunist. A sniff, that's all he needs. The ball has bounced loose now. And it's been hooked away. They're back in possession and ready to go again. Guardiola. Berbatov. And it's Rijkaard. And it's Robertson.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Pass somewhat off target. Nice sequence of passes, this. Van Basten. Referee's had a good look and given a corner. This possibly the last play of the half. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. So, engaging and still right on edge. Plenty of signs to suggest this will turn out to be a really good one. Caution certainly not on the agenda here, from both sides.
Well, I think the message from the manager at half-time will be pretty simple, Peter. He's going to want them to play at a higher tempo, press more, higher up the pitch, pass quicker, and entice the opposition out of position. He knows how crucial the next goal will be.
Portugal are up by the odd goal in 3, just about shading things at the break. And the shot! That's really well manoeuvred. Now, can they get him away? And that could set him on his way.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
That's going wide left. And a chance! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Mbappe deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
Van Basten shapes to shoot! And needless to say, that deserved better.
Van Basten has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that.
Anderlecht are looking to go forward now. Not the most accurate pass. Mateus. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Looking to play him in. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Portugal clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Tar. Robertson. Rijkaard. Vermaelen is the team's great visionary. Zanetti. And here's Osimhen.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
And that's definitely not his best. Mbappe and the through ball. Stam gets over and intercepts. Cruyff. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. So what can they make of this? Rijkaard. Stam makes the interception. Robertson is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. He can run onto that. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Now this could be it. And the shot! It's loose, and there's... Oh, he's been caught napping! Opts to play it back. Cruyff. Cute ball now, how can he reach it? Always... And he shoots! And that's another fine save. Tar. Oh no, what has happened here? Brilliantly cut out. He'll try from distance.
Substitution on the field. Number 10, Mbappe.
Looking for options for movement. Cross in. Terrific effort.
Number 14.
Smashing delivery, just didn't do enough with it.
Yeah, it's very well timed. A delivery like that with the right amount of pace and width can be a nightmare to defend against.
On the field.
And Shevchenko!
Number 20.
Oh, he'd love to have another go at that.
Well, I think that look says it all, Peter. Brilliant save from the keeper. He read the situation superbly.
Number 18, Gullit.
Belly.
Substitution.
Gullit. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Well, they've got it back in a hurry.
Anderlecht really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Oh, it's hit the post!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Baresi. Stam attempts a clearance. And he can clear it away. Portugal moments now away from seeing this one out. And it's Shevchenko. That's an excellent interception. Bellingham can get it clear. Well, there's the clearance. Robertson. Well, that pass isn't the best.
Portugal can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
Kaká!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And time is up. Portugal can finally smile now. They have held on in a difficult watch for both sets of fans. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now.
Against Portugal.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So, it's away we go then.
The midfield three, Peter, I think are going to be key in this lineup because it's a very expansive system.
Yeah, it certainly looks a very front-footed approach.
It is, and with the front three, especially the wide men, running at and beyond the defence, there's going to be an awful lot asked of the midfield. They have to supply those balls the attack can run onto, while at the same time maintaining the team's overall shape by linking the front and back. There's a defensive height advantage here, Peter, but of course it's not guaranteed to work.
Yeah, they've got to find a way around this huge height disadvantage. And now they can spring out of defence. And the through ball. Picked out brilliantly. It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Osimhen was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Now it's Okazaki. And reclaimed it in a trice. Osimhen picks it up out wide.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Stam kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily.
Peter, we're about to see how good Lilian Thuram is. Besides being physically imposing and quick, he's very intelligent and usually that crucial split second ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, fabulous reader of the game.
And pretty much got it all.
Knocks it into space. Platini. It has been a rather gentle affair so far. Messi, he's shifting through the gears here. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Jorginho is there to clear. Okazaki. He's going to be disappointed with that. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he? That's just playing it safe and simple.
Tries one from range. Goal! Arsenal! Stylish in the extreme, a delicious goal.
Oh, how does he get the ball to do that? He's on another level to most of his peers.
So we have the first goal.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang. Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Out towards the flank, and this is Van Basten. Messi, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. Applies the finish! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Arsenal have their second corner now. And he gets rid in a hurry. And it's Pepe. Nicely weighted ball, brilliantly cut out. And now a sudden chance to counter. And here's Pato, takes a shot! And that was very necessary. Mbappe! And a neat finish! And they're threatening to fly away here! A truly super goal. What a spiky hit that was.
That is simply tremendous. I mean, how easy would it have been to get across it or overhit it? Perfection.
So that's two now without reply.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
Good ball, good take. Mbappe is flagged offside. Plays the return pass. Robertson, and that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now he's off and running. Stam. Portugal are in need of a lift as we head up towards the break. Looking for the run. Now it's Mbappe. He's played it back. Lampard with his sights permanently trained on that bottom corner. Rijkaard. And Adams. And he's gone looking for safety. Roberto Carlos. Can he get it through? And he was quick to react. Jorginho. Platini. Spread it left. And here's Mbappe. He's having a hit! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Mbappe actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Okazaki. Nice bit of trickery.
Added time.
Platini. Now, what about a counter-attack? Mbappe. And it's half-time. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
Well, I'm looking at the body language, Peter, and it doesn't look great. It's going to be pretty hard for them to pick themselves up from here, but there's still a maybe at play. Maybe they'll thrive on the adversity.
So that's it for the first half, and everyone takes a well-earned rest.
And just a quick reminder today to please drink responsibly. Anyone appearing intoxicated or behaving in an inappropriate manner will be removed. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
So right back into the action.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it, try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
Zanetti. Rijkaard. Platini. Platini showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. And it's Michel Platini. And he's picked it up out wide. Zanetti. Portugal are looking to break at pace. And it's Jorginho. Robertson. Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover. To Jorginho. And it's Jorginho. This looks promising. And he's in on goal. Nice interception, well timed. Lampard. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Oh, nicely intercepted. Played out to the left flank. Oh, the less said about that pass, the better.
Look, they've had their chance to regroup and rethink. Now they've got to stir a revival.
And here's Mbappe. Makaleli can so cleverly bypass the press. Just about up to the hour now. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Passes coming off in quick succession here. Played out wide, and he's quick to return it. Lovely pass, but shot at goal!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Rijkaard, and it's Okazaki. Zanetti. Platini.
Arsenal really look like a team that's set up to absorb pressure. They don't mind being on the back foot.
But with something up their sleeve.
Yeah, they clearly feel they can hit hard on the counter-attack thanks to their pacey options.
And the shot! They've got to be quick to recover this. Delivery from Mbappe. Tries to get it clear. Now, who's going to be first to this? Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
He's dealt...
That's a foul, no two ways about it. And no surprise, that's a booking. He does seem to be in considerable discomfort, but do hope it's nothing serious.
I just think it was a cheap foul to give away.
Makaleli, a picture of focus and alertness. Now, can they get him away? Chips it through. Check claims comfortably. Just about up to 75 minutes. Now it's Osimhen. Now it's Okazaki. Now it's Osimhen. Zanetti. Van Basten. Tries a shot! That's another chance! And that's a sharp finish! Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
Substitution for Arsenal, number 19.
The two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time. Portugal cut their deficits and look raring to go again.
Well, I think they have every chance of levelling this now, Peter, but they've got to stay calm and not go completely gung-ho.
Number 8, Adriano.
Zanetti.
Number 7.
Well, the boss won't be happy about that at all. They were pedestrian in possession and carried almost no threat at all.
Arsenal surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
It's gone for a throw-in. Zanetti crosses. Adriano chasing after it. The final moments of a game that has been pretty compelling overall.
Yeah, they're really...
It's Adriano!
Substitution in progress.
He's in a good position here. 5 minutes left on the clock.
Arsenal really wanted that two-goal cushion, but it wasn't to be. Still, they should be able to see it out from here.
This is Batistuta. Alexander-Arnold has the... Getting up there! That's going to go a long way. And the pass is intercepted. Jorginho is always looking to break lines. Bellingham. He's through here. Silvestre. That is ended up in no man's land. Best. And it's in! 2 up now, and they are cruising. And that will be the final act. Portugal perhaps ended up out of ideas and out of steam. Some warm applause and acknowledgement of the effort put in by the player. Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing.
Manchester
My name's Peter
United
Drury, and here's my
against
co-commentator for the
Portugal.
game. It's Jim Beglin.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
Red is the colour, the only colour. We bring you this game, of course, from Old Trafford, Manchester. There's the whistle, and here we go. Edwin van der Sar, such a calm, composed keeper.
He is.
Chance for a shot! Oh, the ball's come loose here. Luis Suarez. Rummenigge, unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. And it's Hullet. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Now it's Luis Suarez. Zanetti. Zanetti and a header! There it is!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Manchester United couldn't do a whole lot with it there. They could do with more sharpness in their passing. Oh, no joy this time. That's a throw. Now it's Luis Suarez in with the challenge. So just the one early goal to report so far, and the score is 1-0. Beckham is wide and looking to get onto this. Now he's off and running. Luis Suarez, great vision. Oh, super ball! Rijkaard. Stam. It's a quick ball upfield. Oh, that is asking for trouble. He's having a shot! A collective sigh of relief from the defence.
Well, it wasn't the best pass, was it? The apologetic look says it all, really. He knows he could have got his team in real trouble then.
Surely now! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Rummenigge. And he's intervened well there. It's a searching pass. It's a pretty loose pass. It's a sharp pass. And it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Here comes the corner.
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Defending of the desperate variety. Portugal are looking to go forward now. Out for a throw. Silvestre. Beckham is one whose deliveries we all know about. Looking to play him in. That's a shade optimistic. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball. It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Half an hour played now. Zanetti. That is a brilliant interception. And he's got away from him. And a chance! It's in! And there's the goal they've been looking for. A moment that needed composure, and he had plenty of it.
Goal scorer for Portugal after 32 minutes is number 20, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, it's a great time for them to keep the momentum going. I don't see any need to change the approach.
Takes a shot! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
It's their second corner of the game. Oh, great leap! Manchester United have the chance to go the other way. Well, that pass isn't the best. Not the most accurate pass. Beckham now looking to orchestrate a counter. Aimed beyond the defence, just eases him off the ball. Nicely spread. Tries to pass it through. He's in a great position here. It's Luis Suarez! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Suarez actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
So, third corner of the game. And the shot! Oh, wow, that's crazy! Oh, a goal of real quality. He made it look ridiculously easy.
Well, he likes those, doesn't he? That's another one for his collection.
For Portugal after 42 minutes is number 20, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge.
A case now of complete control. Gently done. And it's Beckham. And he's forced to go back. That is ended up in no man's land. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And he's straight offside. Cruyff.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
For Messi. Good effort from distance. Keeper's got his work done.
Well, the defence are in a good position to get behind the ball and let them just try from range.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. That has not gone well. Guardiola gets it away. And it's half-time. Well, that was as one-sided as it gets. Only one side have shown up here, and they're just tearing it up at will.
Well, they're in a great position, Peter, so why stop now? I would say keep going, keep at it. They've done everything right so far, so they'll want to keep things that way.
Portugal producing a nigh-on perfect 45 minutes. It's 3-0. So off we go again. Silvestre.
Well, that might be the first time they've gone long, Peter. They've clearly been told to try something different.
And And here's Suarez. Suarez will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Towering header! That was quite a test for the goalkeeper.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
So can they do it again? Tries to get it clear. And now they can spring out of defence. Luis Suarez! And that tested the keeper.
Well, let's just consider that one a rangefinder, Peter. It certainly wasn't troubling the goalkeeper.
Vermaelen is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Time and again they are repelled. Manchester United are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because...
Big chance! And the keeper has done enough. Top stop.
Oh, it was a brilliant touch to set himself up. Just a shame that the finish let him down.
Silvestre. Rummenigge. Guardiola. Tries a shot. Oh, he's been caught
The
napping.
attendance for this match was 71,898.
Oh no, what has happened here? Lovely, now then.
Well, Peter, he's looking particularly sharp.
And certainly on the hunt for his personal treble.
Yeah, and I certainly wouldn't go against that, although he may keep an eye on the bench for fear of being taken off.
And that's a throw-in. He's had a shot! A whisker away from making it 4.
It's certainly a bold attempt, and there's nothing wrong with that. Shame he didn't work the keeper a bit more, though.
And here's Suarez. He's found a way through. Guardiola. And the shot! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting.
The goal scorer for Portugal.
Just
after 30
cruising.
minutes
They
is
are cruising.
Number 13.
His position was perfect, the invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and an even better pass. It's beautifully played.